Okay, so we are going to talk about the Lyre's Italian Spritz today. Now, what does it taste like, where you can find it, what is it good for, and I think that one is going to be for everybody when you find out what it's good for, and all that is in between. So let's have a look at the Lyre's Italian Spritz. Okay, so let's have a look at the flavor profile of the Lyre's Italian Spritz. Now, you are going to find initially you get an amazing weighted mouthfeel. Now, it's almost the most viscous non-alc spirit I've ever had. It is really thick and holds in your mouth really quite well. So I would recommend just trying it neat initially just to get a feel of that and see the difference that you find in this spirit compared to other spirits. Now, from a taste perspective, you are going to find that initial level of orange sweetness from citrus, and you do then jump across into a really nice long body that is defined and kind of balanced by the citrus, and then a warm earthy rhubarb as well. From there you jump across into a nice bitter finish, which is almost balanced out by this dark candied rhubarb and just has a nice weighted and round mouthfeel to finish things off. So overall, a really great tasting option for a non-alcoholic cocktail, which we will jump into how to use it right now. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too long on how to use it because this has a perfect use case, and a couple of perfect use cases, I should say. The first being the traditional and the most used option is the non-alcoholic Aperol Spritz, or a low alcohol Aperol Spritz. Now, I actually took this to a dinner just last night before I wrote the review and had a few different people try it, and they were saying that they love the fact that the low alcohol option where you replace Lyre's instead of the traditional alcoholic spirit was one where you could really not tell the difference, given the fact that you've got the alcohol and the sheen and almost that really polished note that you get from alcohol through the other alcoholic options. Jumping across to another option is the non-alc or the low alc Negroni. I do love the way that this really allows you to lower the alcohol of a normal Negroni, which if you ask my sister, who is a big Negroni drinker, she does love them. It just means you can drink more of them. So for me, they are the two key use cases for this non-alc spirit, but I would not discount drinking it over ice by itself or with a gin or a non-alc gin, and you can have all of the options available to you. Okay, so let's talk about the nutrition profile of the Lyre's Italian Spritz. Now, in this one, you will find around 6 grams of sugar per 30 mils, and that also includes around 25 calories per 30 mils. Now, if you are jumping across to the per 100 mils, you are going to find there is around 82 calories and 20 grams of sugar per 100 mils. Like I said, this is a little bit more of a penalty than if you go for something like the Lyre's non-alc gin, which I'll leave a card for here so you can watch the video around that. But again, it is something that does also create that mouthfeel. So sugar is undeniably amazing for food and drink, and in this instance, it does go quite a long way to creating that big, deep and complex mouthfeel and getting you that array of flavors. Like everything in life, nothing is free and there is a little bit of a trade-off. But for now, let's have a look at everything you need to know about getting your hands on some. So you're okay with the flavor profile, you're looking for somewhere to pick it up, and where can you buy it no matter where you are in the world? Now, like I touched on in the Lyre's Dry London Spirit review, the Lyre's range is available everywhere. It is really widely available, and I think by virtue of the fact they were one of the very first non-alc providers in the space. That means if you're looking at somewhere like a Europe, you will find it through Amazon in the UK, and then all through Italy and Europe as well, and then across over a Dry Drinker if you're in the UK as well, or even directly through Lyre's itself. If you're looking at the US or Australia, you will also find it on Amazon there, and then in Australia and New Zealand, again, through the options like Craft Zero, Brunswick Aces, and a bunch of other non-alc retailers as well. I will have all the links for you down in the description below, and you can keep track of all of where to find it and where to buy it as well. Now, if you like me tracking down and going to the effort of finding all of those links, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. That way I know that you are enjoying this content and you want me to kind of keep finding that. So it would also be great if you drop down in the comment section any other elements you want in this review, or any other information you think they're missing, or other things that may make your purchasing decision and your life overall a little bit easier. So drop them down in the comments and I will be sure to read them all and get back to you all one way or another. Okay, so let's wrap up the Lyre's non-alc spirit review. Now, I find that this is one which is a really great introduction for people who don't necessarily like or have ventured into the non-alc spirit space before. So it does give them a really nice way to jump in without being too overwhelmed by everything that comes with the space and all the different options, because it does allow them to go to a low alc before going across to a no alc option. Now, I will say that this one is, again, a little bit higher in sugar, so it is something to bear in mind, but overall a really great tasting and well-weighted option, which I would highly recommend for anyone looking to get into a non-alc spritz or lower alcohol cocktail. Have a look at some of the other options I have for you up here, and I will chat to you guys on the next one.